Yo, what is good YouTube? Crypto Chemist here, back again with another video for you guys, and today we are looking at Rendertoken. Now, Rendertoken is one of those companies in the industry that's using something such as a GPU to be rendering on the blockchain, a technology that has already been out, that has already been developed, being implemented in the cryptocurrency world. Now, they've got a nice, very beautiful website that they've actually put together for Rendertoken, and as you guys can see, it's the RNDR. And a little bit about this platform is that Otoy provides GPU-based software solutions that aid in the creation and delivery of cutting-edge digital content. And Octane Render is the world's first and fastest GPU accelerated, unbiased, physically correct renderer. And Octane uses the graphics card in your computer to render photorealistic images super fast. And with Octane's parallel compute capabilities, you can create stunning works in a fraction of the time. Now, Otoy's Academy Award winning technology is actually used by leading visual effects studios, artists, animators, designers, architects, and engineers, providing unprecedented creative freedom, new levels of realism, and new economics in content creation and distributed power by the cloud. Here's some information about the founders and their current offices and headquarters being in Los Angeles, California. Now, introduction with some of this stuff about their vision. They've got a short little video right here. Before we get into it, let's check out their vision. Their vision is to democratize GPU cloud rendering, and the render network creates as much more efficient, powerful, and widely scalable rendering network as possible. Now, the render network actually, through the use of the RNDR token, the render token, will be the first network to transform the power of GPU compute into a decentralized economy of connected 3D assets. Now, Otoy's vision is to distribute the framework of the existing rendering service in Octane Render using the RNDR, a digital token built on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, the render network is designed to connect users looking to perform render jobs with people who have idle GPUs to use processes the renders. Now, owners who would connect their GPUs to the render network in order to receive and complete rendering jobs using the Octane Render, users would send the RNDR to the individual performing the render work, and Otoy would receive a small percent of the render for facilitating the transaction and running the render network. So that's how the platform kind of works, and it all comes together. Let's watch the video and see what these guys are all about.
This is Jules Urbach, CEO of Otoy. Otoy's been at the forefront of GPU rendering for almost a decade now. Our product, Octane Render, was one of the first GPU renders to provide cinematic realism to film jobs and television. Today, it's used in productions like the opening of Westworld, and it's also now a big part of video game development, especially for AR and VR. Octane is a very special GPU software. There's really no limit to the amount of compute power and render power that you can throw behind a render job with our software. Our idea is that at a certain point, scaling GPU rendering power is too difficult. Rendering locally on a network and even in the cloud just hit a wall. It's impossible to leverage all of the GPUs in the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that allows that to be tracked and managed. Today, we're very proud to introduce the Render Token, which is a ERC20 token that's based on the Ethereum blockchain. This token will allow anyone to participate in render jobs and be rewarded with render tokens that they can cash in. Everyone creating renders and creating content through this system has authorship and chain of title established on the blockchain permanently. Our goal is not only to create a distributed peer-to-peer network of unlimited rendering power, but also to have a marketplace where services and assets and even modules built on the rendering network can be distributed and shared and monetized by everyone. There's nothing that's going to be rendered through the render token that isn't coming from artistic or creative intent. That's the whole point of the service. So there's a lot that can be done beyond just creating great artwork and media or even video games with this technology. There's scientific simulations, light leaking simulations for architecture that can be built inside of the rendering system. And this means that you can actually perform render jobs that are useful for the sciences and for research and get rewarded at the same time. This is a great use of the blockchain and of everyone's GPU power. Our vision as a company has been to democratize compute and rendering power, and this is one of the best ways to do it. Please visit us for more progress updates on rendertoken.com and on our social media links below.
Now, I mentioned one of the things that is a problem is actually The visual world is evolving and at a breakneck speed. Now, authoring and publishing state-of-the-art graphics is an immense challenge that is growing each day, and the future demand for advanced rendering will lead to even more complexity and require higher resolution and more interactivity. Now, the network scalability is actually scaling GPU rendering power is very difficult with traditional render technology, so there are limits on what can be done rendering locally on network or even on the cloud. So it's impossible to leverage GPUs throughout the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that tracks and manages render jobs. The missing GPU network, guys. The GPU is the most efficient rendering hardware and are now a standard component on every phone and PC. However, the current system harbors many inefficiencies. Which most developers' GPUs remember idle when they are not rendering their own work. Now, a better use for the GPU power is actually today a large and growing amount of GPU power is used for proof of work mining, but proof of work is inherently inefficient, and leveraging GPU power to solve arbitrary hash functions in order to power the network. They envision a future where the GPUs are used for the work that they are designed for, eventually basing this process as the underlying protocol that will power the render network. Digital rights management is that there's no universally accessible storage location for artists to store their work and know that it's going to be theirs. Now, throughout the blockchain and ledger-based storage protocol of the render network, artists are actually able to store and access their designs and creations. How it works, the render network will be the first network to transform the power of GPU compute into a decentralized economy of connected 3D assets. And in the render network, each render will obtain 256 seconds of rendering at 256 octane bench. Here's a little diagram showcasing the platform, user requesting jobs, going into a submitted job in org, going into the render network where the smart contracts and blockchain is powered by Ethereum, going out to the render tokens, users processing the jobs, and the whole ecosystem is outlined right there. Potential users of the render network would be media, mixed reality, industries, gaming, medical, augmented reality, virtual reality. Mention about the team, meet the founder and their advisors, Jules right there, RE, some of the biggest names in the industry. Very down to earth team. Actually, I was able to speak with a few of the guys, the core team right here, and people handling community outreach, and I was able to actually speak to a few of these guys, and they're very down to earth people and always there to answer your question when you need it. They have a whole section for community reach and guys that are out there to just get in touch with the users, get in touch with the investors, so on and so forth. And the media that they have actually been covered on Forbes, VentureBeat, Upload, some of the biggest names, NASDAQ, biggest names in the industry. Very nice to see. Timeline right here, 2018 and beyond. Q1 of 2018 was the render phase 1. Q2, this goes back a while, guys, all the way to 2018. And you can click on read more on each of these sections and find out more about the platform. Again, all the links will be in the description below for you guys to check out some of the blockchain partners that they do have, and you guys can read more about their partners as well. Subscribe and receive their updates, and all the links to their social media will be in the description. Again, over 1,000 members in the render group and a growing community with a project that has a real meaning in the whole community, guys. A project that has some real work to be done, and a project that has a real purpose. And I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes. The interest form is right there. All the links will be in the description for you guys to check out the project and do more research on it. But this is definitely something I haven't seen done before, and something that I'm very much looking forward to with all the projects that we've been looking at in the cryptocurrency market. Anyways, guys, if you did like this video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and leave a comment down below what you think about the video and what you think about the crypto industry. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out for now. Peace.